Good afternoon, my friends. This is Paul, and today I'm going to be reviewing to you Alleyway for the Game Boy. If this type of gameplay looks familiar, it's because it was inspired by the game Breakout, which many of you might also know as Arkanoid, and there's probably several other different clones. But what sets Alleyway apart is the Mario theming, because this was published by Nintendo. Mario is seen climbing into the cockpit of the platform at the bottom, for lack of a better word. I believe they call it a pod in the instruction manual. And you also have Mario characters and enemies that periodically show up as block patterns. The gameplay is ridiculously simple. You move the pod left and right, and that's it. There's a ball that bounces up and down the screen with really convincing physics, and you use the pod to move the ball back up. Your objective is to break all of the blocks except for the ones that are unbreakable, and you just keep doing that per stage until you win. There are 24 stages overall, and while that seems like it's really short, the amount of time it takes you to get through the stage is a relatively long time. You'd be surprised by how long it can take to get the ball where you want it to on some of those later stages. They start out really simple, but each of them uniquely adds some kind of gimmick to make it a little bit more challenging, such as the pieces coming down, or blocks will move around a lot. And it kept amazing me how many more ways the developers could find ways to make it so that it wasn't just the same stage repeating over and over again, like, say, something like Pac-Man would do. I had a blast throughout the whole game. The controls were responsive, the ball physics were realistic. I liked how the blocks made different musical note sound effects so that the lack of background music was less apparent. But there's not always a lack of background music. It's inconsistent. The title screen has one, the bonus stages have a theme, and you get a special musical medley at the very end of the game. So I don't know why there wasn't background music. Maybe it was so that it wouldn't clash with the sound of the ball breaking against the blocks. But either way, it's a fine enough soundtrack, for lack of a better word, although the sound the ball makes when it hits the walls is pretty annoying, so you might want to mute your device for that alone. Now, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you're getting this as a bonus, so you might as well just stop the video and go play it, because it's a pretty good game, albeit very simple, but yet it's simple and fun. The games don't necessarily need to be complicated to be good. But if you're thinking of trying this out on the Game Boy, I would suggest looking into all of the pricing options for games that are similar to this. Like, would you want to instead get an Arkanoid game? Would you want to get it on another system? Or do you really like the Nintendo references? Or do you just want something cheap that's on the go? I think you're better off getting the Switch version, because then you can use rewinds and save states to make sure that you can play all of the stages and get that super cool Mario ending. But apart from that, it's a simple game, but if it's cheap, that would be the only way I'd recommend actually buying it on original hardware. But if you have Switch Online, then it's a pretty cool bonus. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the video and what you think about Alleyway in general. And until the next time, remember to keep the faith, stay epic, and God bless. Bye!